the rapper Cardi B. She says that she's not voting for Joe Biden or Trump. In an interview with Rolling Stone, Cardi B said, I don't F with both y'all M words. And she also said that I guess she had seen Trump as a threat, but she says the cost of living is too high, wages are too low, and too little is being done about it. And she says people got betrayed. She also added, it's just like, damn, y'all not caring about nobody. Then it really gets me upset when there are solutions to it. There is a solution. I know there's a solution because you're spending billions of dollars on any effing thing. So this is what happens when you elevate someone like Cardi B, like the Democratic
Well,
Party did a few years ago.
yeah, that's
When you sit
true.
down and do interviews with her and you
Mm,
chit chat with her and blah
mm-hmm.
blah 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 blah. And this is not somebody who I would argue respectfully doesn't know how politics works. Maybe she does, but from what I'm reading, she doesn't appear to know what's happening with Congress and how some things go through and some things are blocked and executive orders get overturned and blah 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 blah. But this is what happens when you elevate someone like her because
Yeah,
she has
that's true.
no skin in the game, and so she could at any point say, "I'm not going to vote," and she probably would benefit under a Republican administration
Mm-hmm.
unless they came for her civil rights. And it's interesting considering her own journey. Um, you would think that women having privacy in their doctor's office would be important to her. And I don't know if she's ever had an abortion procedure. I just mean as somebody who is, you know, came from poverty, was a stripper. You know, she talked about this. Just women having full citizenship, if you will. But yeah, this is what happens when you elevate and attach yourself to her because she's a celebrity and you
Yeah.
think she'll bring in votes. I
Mm.
don't know if celebrities really bring in votes. I've always said that.
I'm a
Outside
little
of,
skeptical about that as well. Uh-huh.
yeah,
That's true.
I know Oprah did it, but Oprah was beyond celebrity at
Yes.
that point.
Mhm.
She was beyond that. So yeah, this is what happens. So Cardi B thinks that Trump and Biden are the same. Hmm. Anything you want to add to that, Reese?
I'm disappointed to hear this from her because, to your point, she had been elevated, starting with Bernie Sanders. And what disappoints me is a couple of things. Number one, the lack of civics knowledge, right? Because when you talk about there are solutions and the solutions haven't been done, that's actually not true. Solutions have been overturned, right? We have seen our rights literally rolled back by judges that Donald J. Trump put in place. Okay. So the shit that's happened under Biden was the groundwork was laid under Trump. So to say that I looked at Trump as a threat past tense when we're still feeling the ramifications of Trump, the threat has been realized. It's no longer a hypothetical. We're living with the consequences of Donald J. Trump getting three Supreme Court justices on the bench, over 200 judges throughout the federal courts. We're living with those consequences. Women have lost their citizenship in terms of their bodily autonomy. We're living with that. Affirmative action has been overturned. Civil rights have been stripped in many cases, and more to come. Okay. So we're living with what was a hypothetical when Trump was in office, but has now been implemented because when you get the courts, we said it. This is a generational thing. He put 40 something year olds on the court. He didn't put fucking 70-year-olds, 60-year-olds, 50. He put 30, 40 something year olds, 50 something year olds on the court. So that's a generation. My daughter is going to grow up probably with three of fucking Donald Trump Supreme Court justices still on the bench when she's a grown woman. So when you talk about Donald Trump as a past tense, when because of his presidency, Biden's hands are tied around student debt relief. That was overturned by Trump's judges. So, yes, there are solutions. There are solutions that have been attempted and overturned. There are rights that have been stripped because of Donald Trump. He takes credit for it. He took credit for overturning Roe v. Wade. There are solutions that have been obstructed in Congress by Republicans and by the Senate. Wages are too low. Sure. What was one of the first orders of business in the Senate was trying to get $15 minimum wage passed. It didn't have the votes beyond a filibuster proof. That's what you needed. Okay. And some Democrats, to be fair, didn't vote for that either. But we did cut child poverty in half. Where was your advocacy around that? Hey, let's get out there and let's make sure people are aware that we need to extend the child tax credit. If you're concerned about the cost of living, if you're concerned about the quality of life, that is something that your voice would have been helpful for lending towards back then. It's gone now. Sorry. Tough shit, I guess, for the kids that were lifted out of poverty for 1 year and now back are in it. So we can't talk about solutions without talking about the process. And we can't talk about the process without talking about the fact that the Democrats don't have the vote. That Mike Johnson, who has trucked his ass down in a goofy fucking red tie to New York,
her hometown,
to sit in the galley for fucking Trump on trial. You want to talk about being disappointed? Be disappointed in that the Speaker of the motherfucking House, where appropriations are created in Congress, is sitting behind Trump looking dumb. That's where your energy needs to be at. So I can understand what she said about foreign policy. Fine. I've conceded that. I will not defend foreign policy. I won't. Okay. I think what she was touching on, and part of the foreign policy thing, was the whole, well, they got billions to send everywhere else. We have the largest fucking military budget than the next, how many, 10, 20, 100 countries combined?
Absolutely.
This is baked into the cake.
But can I add, Reese,
yes, please,
that out of the infrastructure bill, over $22 billion went to New York City.
Okay.
So I just, and that's her hometown.
Yes.
I understand that. I understand, why does all this money go to other countries? I feel the same way, but I just do want to point out factually, under Biden's infrastructure bill, over $22 billion went to New York City. And I've said this before. Sometimes you don't feel right. There's that too. I just want to just point it out that, and Biden had to fight for that infrastructure bill. I didn't think he would get it through. Thank God he got it through.
He did.
And I know you don't feel the impact of policy instantaneously. It is a long game. So, like you said, it's unfortunate. It's disappointing. But this is what you get when you elevate someone like her, who has no skin in the game, who, in my opinion, maybe she does, and I just don't know. Maybe the quote was not in full. I don't know.
Well, what I saw, it was pretty clear cut what she was saying.
I'm just trying to give her, I don't know.
And I don't have oh, go ahead. No, sorry, go.
And she is people listen to her, unfortunately. So $22 billion.
And I think she cares. I do think she cares, which makes it disappointing. Yeah. And I think she could be reachable. At this point, though, I don't even take it back. Just be corrected quietly, and maybe just don't say nothing else again about it. But it's disappointing because I know that she cares. I know that she cares, and she's ill-informed about what's happened. She's ill-informed about why things have been blocked. And that's what's disappointing, because I believe, and I like to believe, that if she was better informed, she might feel a little differently. And what always trips me out too is people who talk about the money that's being spent, because people were complaining before, guys. People were complaining about Ukraine getting money. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was the original thing. Ukraine, look at that. They sent another $10 billion. People can itemize the money spent and sent to Ukraine. And to be fair, yes, could that money be spent here? Yes. But y'all disregard the $1 trillion that we spent. I mean, the infrastructure package was what? Over $1 trillion last I checked. The Inflation Reduction Act was
Mm.
another $1 trillion. So we just skip over all that shit. We just skip over all the money that's being spent. I think it's over $100 billion now in student debt relief. So we just skip over all that shit. Just skip over it, skip over it, skip over it. We don't see that. But as soon as we see 10 billion or 5 billion, which is a lot of money, I'm not going to say it's not for Ukraine or for fuck whatever. Oh my God, let's just take a holistic view of what's being done. Let's take a look at the money, the unprecedented money that's being put to fix lead pipes, to do environmental change, and implement environmental justice throughout the country, so that in Jackson, Mississippi, people don't have to boil fucking hot water, okay, to drink. Um, can we have a holistic view? That's my only request. But the last thing I will say is, to be fair, the Democrats have to get better at touting their accomplishments. I went to whitehouse.gov. I just Googled Biden accomplishments, okay? And I went to the whitehouse.gov, and it's so ridiculous the amount of you have to click to just find out what the fuck is going on. Why do I gotta click 60 times to find out what the hell y'all did? Make it easy for people to get the information. It's like they don't understand the way people receive information. We receive information, people aren't gonna not gonna spend a lot of time doing it. I would like to have a one pager of some shit instead of having to go. I gotta fucking dumpster diving into the fucking pages and shit just to find out what the hell y'all did. And I know what y'all did. But if it's this much work for a person who's deeply engaged and who has been at the White House and written articles about a variety of things, HBCU safety grants, about Black maternal health, about home ownership appraisal bias, about Biden's clemency actions, which at the time exceeded even what Trump did. The person I've been there and I've reported on these things, and I still have to work my ass off just to find the information. So what do you think a person who's not deeply engaged in these issues and doesn't have the time nor desire to devote as much attention that we have, what do you think they're hearing? What they're hearing is Ukraine got money, Israel got money, immigrants is getting fucking phones or whatever they're trying to say today, or they getting free housing. And this is what they're hearing. So the Democrats have to do better. And I know, Claire, you're gonna say, well, we people need to go get the information too. But at least when people do go get the information, have something there for motherfuckers to look at that's easy to follow. Please. Can we do that?
I I I agree with you, but I will also say, as it relates to Cardi B, she has the kind of access to information and to the highest echelons of government that we don't. Like,
She
she could
does.
literally make a phone call
She could.
and get somebody, maybe not the president or the vice president, but she could literally get somebody on the phone within about an hour and chit chat with them. So for
Absolutely. I
her,
agree.
it is
Yep.
inexcusable.
It is.
She's
No, I
not,
agree. I agree.
every single day working her working her working her soul to the grind, in some horrible job. She
Hmm.
has incredible, unprecedented access. So
Absolutely. I agree with you on that.
and
That's
so and so when we're
indisputable.
combating babble like that, then we're
Hmm.
also combating the DNC not doing their best at messaging. Then there's the horrible misinformation
Yep.
from the GOP. Then there's the GOP being able to get away with alleged crimes in plain sight from their dear
Yep.
leader.
Yep.
Then you have the Speaker of the House leaving his job to go to New York City when he should be in D.C. or maybe in Louisiana, where the area he represents.
Hmm.
It just creates a tornado
Yeah, it
of
does.
utter foolishness.
I actually think that, considering all that, Biden is doing better than one would
Right.
expect, to be honest with you.